Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are seeing my face for the first time, you are especially welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by again. I'm super excited about this tutorial because today I'll be showing you the simplest way to draft a basic bodice pattern. And this is really the foundation. If you can understand how to draft this basic bodice pattern, then you'll be able to manipulate this pattern into bustiers, into corset, and other beautiful design. So if this is something you're interested in, watch to the end so that you don't miss out on any vital information. On this channel, I share easy to follow, beginner friendly sewing tutorials, pattern drafting, and DIYs to make your sewing journey easier, better, and faster. So if this is something you're interested in, subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications so that you'll be the first person to know when I post a new video. Okay, so let's get right into today's video. So you need your straight ruler, your curved ruler, your measuring tape, your scissors, your pencil, and your marker. So go ahead to fold your pattern paper into two. You can see mine is folded into two already. The closed end, that's your center front, while this other end is open. Okay, so this closed end is your center front where you'll be taking your measurement from. So the first thing to do is to draw a starting line. Okay, so you can just come down by half an inch and just draw a starting line as you're seeing me do. This starting line will also serve as our shoulder line. So I'll just label it shoulder. So from this starting line, we'll now take our vertical measurement. So my shoulder to my bust is 9.5, which I'm marking. My shoulder to my front waistline is 16 inches. Remember, we have breast in our front. So this makes our front waistline longer than our back waistline. So your front waistline and your back waistline are not the same. We are using the side dart technique for this pattern drafting. So just follow me closely. So from my shoulder to the length of my top, I'll be using 23. So depending on you, just figure out the length you want. For me, I'll be using 23 as the full length of my top. So I'm just marking the same measurement here so that I can have a straight line. Make sure to do the same. Don't guess. Okay, mark the points so that you can draw the lines together to form a straight line like you see me do. So I'm just labeling the lines, my bust, my waist, and then my full length. So now let's work on the neckline. We'll be doing a round neckline. So I'll come out from my center front by 3 inches as my neck width, just as you see me do. And I'll also come down by 3 inches as my neck depth. If you're on the bigger side, you can do 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I will also transfer my neck depth of 3 inches. That's what I'm marking. My neck depth of 3 inches, I'm just transferring it to the other side. And then my neck width of 3 inches, I'm also transferring it down there. Just watch me closely, okay? And you'll understand. So now you connect the points together so that you have a square. Okay, so those points I've marked, you connect the points together to form a square. Remember, I used a neck width of 3 inches and a neck depth of 3 inches. If you're on the bigger side, you can use 3.5 inches. So now I'll use my French curve, to form my curve. Make sure the tip of your French curve is touching that line. Okay, so just use the curve to get your round neck line, just as you see me do, and connect the points together. So the next thing now is to take our shoulder measurement. So my shoulder is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, which you are seeing me mark. And now come underneath that 7 and mark 1 inch for my shoulder slant because our shoulder is not straight, okay? And then I will connect the points together. But before I do that, I will just thicken my round neckline with my marker so that it can be bold, okay? And then I'll go ahead to join those 2 points together to form my shoulder slant. Our shoulder is not straight. So I'll just join that point together and that forms our shoulder slant. So I'm just confirming that I still have my 7 inches mark on my shoulder slant line. Up next is for us to calculate our armhole depth. And to calculate your armhole depth, it's your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So my bust is 33 divided by 6, that's 5.5, plus 1.5, that is 7. So I'll mark 7 as my armhole depth, and that line would also serve as my chest line. So see where I'm marking my 7 from the shoulder slant, okay? You mark your 7 from the shoulder slant, and I'll just go ahead to draw a straight line, and this line will serve as my chest line. So I'll just go ahead to label that line as my chest line, CH. After that, the measurement you have on your shoulder line, which was 7 inches, you impute it on your chest line so that you can have a straight line, okay? So the measurement I have under my shoulder, 7 inches, I'll put it on my chest line. So this is me marking that same 7 inches on my chest line. Okay, so go ahead to do the same. And then I'll join that point to my shoulder line so that I can have a straight line. Okay, so I'll draw the line together to have a straight line. Just go ahead to do what you see me do. After that, I will take my measurement from my shoulder slant to that chest line, and I will divide it by 2. Watch me closely. I will divide it by 2, and at that point, I'll go in by half of an inch. I'll go in by half of an inch as you see me do. So on my chest line, I'm going to take my bust circumference divided by 4, and I'm going to mark it. So my bust circumference is 33 divided by 4, that's 8.25. So I'm going to mark 8.25 on my pattern paper. If you don't know how to read your measuring tape in decimal, I have a video where I explained in detail. I'll leave the video link in the description box so that you can read your measuring tape accurately in decimal. So now I'll connect the 3 points together. Yes, so I'll connect the 3 points together with my curve ruler. So watch how I connect this point with my curve ruler. You see that I'm trying to make sure that my curve ruler touch the 3 points. Okay, and after I've ensured that, I will join the points together. So take your time when you are joining yours. So now let's work on the waist dart. Just like the name implies, waist dart means it's taken at the waist. So what you do is to take your bust span measurement divided by 2. Your bust span measurement is also called your nipple to nipple measurement. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2, that's 3.5, which I'm going to mark 3.5 on my waistline. I'll go ahead to mark that same 3.5 on my bust line and on my full length. After which I will join the points together to form a straight line, just as you see me do. So on your waistline, get your measuring tape and then take ½ inch on both sides. On your waistline, take ½ inch on both sides, just as you see me do. And then on your full length, you come up by 2 inches. Come up by 2 inches, and then on your bust line, you go down by 1 inch because you don't want to have a pointy bust. Okay, so you come down by 1 inch on your bust line and you join the points together. You join the points together just as you see me do to form our dart. So this is how you take your dart on the waistline. So just follow me closely and then join your points together. Place your ruler accurately and join the points together like this. Our dart is ready now. So the next thing now is to take our body measurement. So on my chest line, I'll take my bust circumference divided by 4, like I said, which is 33 divided by 4, 8.25, which I will mark on my chest line. Then on my waistline, I'll take my waist circumference divided by 4. My waist circumference is 27 divided by 4, which is 6.75. So I will mark 6.75. So after marking this, I will add back the 1 inch. Remember, we took 0.5 inch on both sides, which is 1 inch. So I will add that 1 inch back. Very important that you add that 1 inch back. Then on my full length, I'll take my hip divided by 4. So that is 37 for me divided by 4, which is 9.25. So I'm going to mark 9.25 on my full length, just as you see me doing. And after doing that, I'll connect the points together. So from my chest to my waistline, you can see that I used my straight ruler to corner the point, but from my waistline to my full length, I used my curve ruler to connect that point, because you know our waist, our hip is not straight, it's curved in a way, so that's why I used a curve ruler. So after getting your body measurement, you can see how beautiful my curve is looking. Now let's go on to impute our side dart. So the side dart is also called the bust dart, and as the name implies, it will be taken on the bust line. So your front waistline is longer than your back waistline because of your breast, because of your bust. Okay, so you measure your front waistline, and then you measure your back waistline, and then you subtract it from each other. So for me, my front waistline is 16 and my back waistline is 15. So 16 minus 15 is 1. So just watch how I would impute this. Okay, so you come out by 1 inch, because you don't want that area to be pointy, you want that area to be well relaxed. Okay, so come out by 1 inch, and then when you subtract your back waistline from your front waistline, whatever you have, for me is 1. So you see I'm marking 1. If yours is 2, mark 2. If yours is 3, mark 3. And then you connect the points together, just as you see me do. Okay, so you connect the points together as you see me do, to form a straight line, and then you take the middle of what you have marked, and then you join it also back to the point, and then voila, this is our side dart, also called the bust dart. So I'm just labeling my side dart and my waist dart. So I'm just labeling my pattern. This is the front that we have drafted. So from the full length, come up by 1 inch. I want to give the edge of our top a little curve. Okay, I don't want it to be totally straight. I want to give it curved by the side, which is what I'm doing. So now I'm just using my marker to thicken the same line, and then I'm thickening it also with the straight ruler, just thickening the mark. Then I'll go ahead to cut it. Watch carefully as I cut this pattern. Okay, watch carefully and just follow me as I cut this pattern, and cut yours the same way. Okay, so now we are done with our front pattern. Now let me open it up for you guys to see. Now look at how beautiful the front part of our top is looking. Okay, if you have watched to this point, please give me a thumbs up and please leave a comment. Yes, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this front pattern? Do you have any questions? Leave them for me in the comments. So let's get right to the back pattern. So the first thing would be to draw a starting line. Okay, just like we did in the front, you come down by ½ inch and draw a starting line. This starting line will also serve as our shoulder line. So I'm just going to label it SH, which means shoulder. Remember, the back of our blouse, the back of our top usually have a zip. So I'm going to take out 2 inches for my zip allowance. This is very important because of the zip we'll be putting at the back of our blouse. Okay, so go ahead to take 2 inches and then draw the points together to form a straight line, just as you see me doing. And after doing that, just label it as zipper, so that you know that this is your zipper allowance. So let's go on to take our vertical measurement. So my shoulder to my bust is 9.5 inches, which I'm going to mark. And then my shoulder to my back waistline is 15. Remember, like I said, there's no breast at the back, so that's why your back waistline is shorter than your front waistline. Okay, so this is the method we are using. In our subsequent video, I'll show you another method. So mark your shoulder to your back waistline, and then just put the same point on this other side so that you can have a straight line. So I'm just marking my 9.5 and my 15, and then I'll join the points together to form a straight line. And after joining the points together, I would label it my bust and then my waistline, my back waistline. So now go ahead to take your front pattern and measure what you have from your waistline to your full length. For me, I have 7 from my waistline to my full length. So that 7, I'll go ahead to impute it on my back pattern. Okay, just as you see me do. So go ahead to impute what you have there on your back pattern, and that will be your back full length. Okay, and then you go on to draw a straight line. like you see me do, and then I'll label that part my full length. So now go on to draft our neckline. We'll also be using a round neckline. So just like we did in the front, remember we came out by 3 inches. So I'm going to come out by 3 inches. Your back and your front neck width should always be the same, okay? So you can see I'm just bringing my front pattern to show you that it's the same neck width I took from the front that I took from the back. So if you took 3.5 inch as your neck width for the front, that's also what you'll be doing for the back. So you come down by 1 inch for your neck depth. I want my back neckline to be higher than that of my front. So I'm using 1 for my back. And I'll impute the same neck depth on this other side. And then I'll join the points together. Okay? I'll join the points together just as you see me do. So just watch closely and do yours exactly like that. Then I'll take my curve rule and use it to get my curve. So this is me just trying to set it, ensuring that the edge of that curve sits on that line. Then I'll use my marker to, get my curve. So note, you take your measurement from after the zipper allowance. Okay, you can see where I'm taking my measurement from. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7, which I'm marking. So I'll come down at that exact point where I mark 7. I'll come down by 1 inch and I'll connect it to my neckline as you see me do. So I'll use my ruler to connect the points together. Okay, so go ahead to do yours this way. After that, calculate your armhole depth just as we did in the front, but take note of where I'm taking my measurement from. I'm taking my measurement from the slant. So my armhole depth, when I divide my bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 is 7 inches, and I've marked it. So I'll draw a line on that point which will serve as my chest line. Okay, I'll draw a line at that point which will serve as my chest line, and I'll label it CH. Okay, the measurement I have on my shoulder line, I will impute the same measurement on my chest line exactly as we did to the front. So I'll put that 7 inches I marked for my shoulder line, I'll put it on my chest line, and I will draw a straight line to meet it. So just do yours exactly the same way I'm doing it and follow me closely. Okay, so now you find the middle point of 7. Okay, you find the middle point of 7 and then you mark that point just as you see me do. Okay, and then you go in by 0.5 inch. So on my chest line, I'll take my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 8.25, and I'm going to mark it exactly as we did in the front pattern. Okay, then I'll join the 3 points together with my French curve. Okay, just align the point with your French curve and then join the 3 points together. So now on my waistline, I'll take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 3.5, and I'll mark it on my waist, my bust line, and my full length, just as we did in the front pattern. I'm just marking the points. Remember that in our front pattern, our dart didn't extend to the chest line because we have breast in front, but the back we don't have breast, so we can extend the dart line to the chest point. So I'm going to take that 3.5 inches on my chest line, and I'm going to join the points together to form a straight line. So I wanted to use my marker, but I just decided to use my pencil to join the points together accurately. Okay, on your waistline, you take 0.5 inch on both sides, just as we did for the front. Okay, take 0.5 inch on both sides, and then you come up by 2 inches from your full length, and then you join the points together, and that is our waist dart. So go ahead to align your ruler with the points and then join them together like you see me doing, and that is our waist dart for the back. So now let's take in our body measurement. On your chest line, you take your bust circumference divided by 4 and then you mark it. Mine is 8.25. So you mark yours, divide your bust circumference divided by 4. Then on your waistline, go ahead to divide your waist circumference divided by 4. Mine is 6.75, so I'm going to mark 6.75, and then you add back your 1 inch dart. Okay, very important, you must add back that dart. And then your full length, you take your hip measurement, your hip circumference divided by 4, and then you mark it also. And after marking it, you join the 3 points together. Okay, So go ahead to align the points with your ruler and then you join the points together as you see me doing. You can see that I used my straight ruler and my curved ruler for this. So follow closely. So now from your full length, go up by 1 inch just as you did for the front and then you connect the points together. Like I said, I want to give the sides a little curve. I don't want it to be straight, okay? And then I'll use my straight ruler to thicken the other part and I will extend the line into the zipper. You can see I've extended the straight line into the zipper allowance. Okay, so just do the same on your pattern paper. Extend the line into the zipper allowance. So now let's work on removing the zipper bulge, because if you sew your pattern this way, the way it is right now, you would have a zipper bulge. Like in this picture, that's the way the back of your top will look like. So to remove the zipper bulge, on your waistline, you go in by 0.75 inch and then you connect it back to the points I've marked. So this is just me joining the points together with my marker. Okay, so just go ahead to join your points this way. And I'm just smoothing that area. After that, I'll label my pattern back because this is the back pattern we are drafting, and I'll go ahead to cut. So watch closely so you see how I cut and the part that I cut on this back pattern, and then you can cut yours the same way. So when you are cutting this neckline, extend the cut straight into the zipper as you see me do, straight into the zipper, and then you cut off the zipper side just as you see me do. And now we are done with our back pattern. Okay, so when you are done with your front and your back pattern, the front must be longer than the back. Okay, when you are done, the front pattern must be longer than the back pattern. So go ahead to get your pattern paper, draft your pattern, and then keep your pattern, because we'll be using this pattern to make a beautiful Ankara top. Whew, I can't wait. So I know it might be running through your mind that since one of the pattern is longer than the other, how are we going to sew this pattern? Don't worry, while we are sewing, we're going to close the side dart. So once we close the side dart, okay, like you see me, that side is going to become equal, so we can join our front and our back together. So go ahead to draft your pattern and then tag me when you're done on Instagram at sewwithbunmi, because I would love to see your beautiful pattern. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Yes, I love to hear from you. I want to hear your feedback from this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.